The story begins with hi. Welcome to Histories, where myths, history, and imagination collide. Today, we're diving into one of humanity's most tantalizing mysteries, Atlantis. Imagine a utopian civilization, wealthy beyond measure, technologically advanced, and harmonious with nature. Atlantis, the great island nation that supposedly existed thousands of years ago. A place where innovation flourished, where power rivaled even the gods. And then, in a single night, it vanished beneath the waves, erased from existence. But was it ever real? Let's go back to the origin of this tale. Ancient Greece, around 360 BC. The philosopher Plato, in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, introduced the world to Atlantis. He described it as a magnificent empire situated beyond the Pillars of Hercules, a location believed to be near the modern Strait of Gibraltar. Plato's words were vivid. Concentric rings of land and water surrounded its capital, an advanced metropolis teeming with knowledge and wealth. The Atlanteans, he said, had mastered agriculture, engineering, and governance, creating a society that seemed almost perfect. But Plato's tale had a darker side. Arrogance and greed corrupted the Atlanteans, leading to their downfall. In his story, their destruction was swift, inflicted by the gods as punishment. For centuries, scholars have debated whether Plato's Atlantis was real or a parable. His works, after all, were philosophical dialogues, intended to teach lessons, not document history. Some argue that Atlantis was merely an allegory for the dangers of hubris and the ideal state of governance. But why did Plato choose such vivid detail? He claimed the story was passed down through Egyptian priests who recounted it to Solon, an Athenian statesman, who then shared it with his descendants. These precise accounts have led many to believe there might be truth beneath the myth. Over time, countless locations have been proposed as the possible site of Atlantis. The island of Santorini in the Aegean Sea is a leading candidate. Around 1600 BCE, a massive volcanic eruption devastated the Minoan civilization, leaving behind the caldera we see today. Could this catastrophe have inspired Plato's tale? Others point to the Bimini Road in the Bahamas, an underwater rock formation resembling a man-made path. Discovered in the 1960s, it sparked theories that Atlantis might have been in the Americas. And then there's the theory that Atlantis was located in southern Spain. In 2011, researchers using satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar identified submerged structures in the mudflats of Diana National Park. They claimed these match Plato's descriptions. Yet, critics argue that such claims lack sufficient evidence. Whether real or fictional, Atlantis has captured human imagination for centuries. Renaissance thinkers used it as a metaphor for lost wisdom. In the 19th century, it inspired explorers to seek hidden worlds. And in modern pop culture, Atlantis thrives as a symbol of mystery and possibility, appearing in books, films, and video games. But why does Atlantis endure? Perhaps because it touches on universal themes: the rise and fall of civilizations, the fragility of human achievement, and the allure of the unknown. Atlantis reminds us of our potential to create and destroy, to dream and to learn. While some researchers focus on finding physical evidence of Atlantis, others look to science to explain its mythos. They theorize that stories like Atlantis arise from collective memories of ancient catastrophes, like tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, or shifting sea levels. For instance, the flooding of the Black Sea around 5600 BCE due to the breach of the Bosporus Strait could have inspired stories of lost lands. Similarly, tales of submerged cities in India and the North Sea show how legends emerge from real events, distorted and magnified over time. But for every scientific explanation, there remains a counterpoint, a belief that Atlantis was more than myth. Its detailed descriptions, its moral lessons, and its enduring appeal make it a mystery that refuses to be solved. In the end, the tale of Atlantis is less about what was lost and more about what we seek to find. It's a story of hope and warning, of human ingenuity and its limits. It invites us to imagine what could have been, and what still might be. So, was Atlantis real? Perhaps the better question is, does it matter? Whether myth or memory, Atlantis reminds us to dream, to question, and to strive for the betterment of our own world. What do you believe? Was Atlantis an advanced civilization lost to time, or merely a philosophical story? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories. This is Histories, where every story begins with high.